How's it going, everybody? Doing a long ramble video today. I'm enjoying. Probably try to remember to throw some hand motions in along the way. Gonna try to go for an hour. We'll see. If I do, it'll be an hour-long ramble. If not, it'll be just a long one. Talking about the usual stuff. I was actually out. Well, I'm filming this on Tuesday. Got out there and did some more yard work. I go out there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because the weather, especially from all through next week, it's going to be, 60s, 70s. So I can get out there now twice a week for a couple of hours and not go nuts. I don't really want to go nuts until I have to start cutting the lawn again. Which it probably could be cut now. Some of the weeds are growing up. I gotta get fertilizer. We had that. We had a dry spell over the summer where it was like it didn't rain for like 3 weeks a month at all, and the grass got scorched. Like you could sit here and try to water it, but then you're wasting your well water, and it's like you get to be water with that kind of heat, and the sun just beams down on the front lawn almost all day. So you gotta be watering the lawn all day. So that damaged it pretty badly, actually, and I need to grab some fertilizer and a spreader and try to beef it up a little bit better again. But for now, I trimmed down the peonies bushes. I gotta do the rose bushes as well. The hydrangea trees I had done already. I'm trying to hold off on the bigger bushes until we get down to Florida, and I could bring back one of the electric edge clippers things that to use, because I don't want to go buy one and then get down there and be able to just have one. So those are gonna have to hold out for a while. I mean, they're not bothering anybody. 3 along the side of the house, 2 are like down by the shed, and then there's one kind of on the corner of the house that I did clip up. The 2 shoots coming up the top, so I had to chop those off. Those were shooting up like fucking 4 feet off the top of the bush. Me and the neighbor would joke about it. I finally got out there and did it. And the peonies got wrecked too, but already I trimmed those down. I already see a new bulb coming through, because a lot of stuff's growing in already since it's been warm. Whatever they are, I forget what they're called out there. The daffodils or whatever they are. I don't know. We got some stuff growing back in. But probably going into the day this is going up, I'll be going into town, hit the antique stores, get some dinner, whatever. Going about 2:30. Come home maybe around 6. Just walk around as well. Get a nice walk in. I don't get enough walks in anymore, which is unfortunate. But I mean, I use the treadmill, but it's not the same. It's actually a better workout on the treadmill, but it's not the same in terms of like clearing your mind and stuff. But I will be doing that tomorrow. And maybe I'll have an antique stores haul. I'm not sure if I will or not, but you never know. I saw her on a Snacko later on Instagram that Walmart's getting, I don't know when this is coming, I think it said soon, strawberry kiwi flavored Sprite, so I'll be on the lookout for that for a drink review. People always when I did another one of them coffee ones, the monster one. People are like, why are you doing this to yourself? It's entertaining, honestly, and that one wasn't that bad, but, and it gives me at least some more different drinks to do, which is nice. I mean, maybe I do like 3-4 more, I don't know. Still playing Alone in the Dark. I'm on chapter 4 now. I just did something. I just met back up with Carnby, and now more of the plot is kind of advancing or whatever. I just broke into like the main doctor's office at the mansion place, and no, I did something. I did some stuff after that. I'm going to the infirmary. Still enjoying it. I'll do a review of that one when I'm done with it. I'll probably complete it with Emily and then play as Carnby for a little bit and see if there's any differences or not, and then just so I have kind of a feel how the gameplay differs, if it does at all. I don't know if it will. We'd finished up Trine 4, and now we're looking to get Trine 5. My fiance's been trying to get the kind of little, whatever they call them in the game, the gems or whatever they are, the things that you get enough, you get little points, you upgrade, you get the guys. You're trying to get all those on all the chapters or the levels or whatever. I can't be bothered. That game can be extremely annoying. It's super fun, it's gorgeous, but it can be annoying as shit. What else? We watched something. Oh, we watched Flow. That was really good. I like that. The animated movie. The cat and the floods come and the cat. There's a cat, a capybara, lemur. There's a dog in there. And there's a secretary bird as well. Good movie, heartfelt. It gets emotional at points. Solid movie. I think it won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, so I would say it was probably well deserved. I don't know, though. I haven't watched all the other ones, but I really enjoyed it. It was good. And still watching the usual stuff. Reach is still going on. The School Spirits ended, and Yellow Jackets are still watching. School Spirits was a good season. I was hearing somewhere that it didn't get renewed, but I'm like, I didn't hear anything about that being canceled, so who knows? Because the way season 2 ends, it obviously can be set up for a third one. Things get resolved, but new troubles begin, or whatever. It's a good show. Hockey's moving. There's been trades, a bunch of trades. The trade deadline is over. Brock Nelson did get traded from the Islanders. You hate to see him go because he's a lifer. He was on the Islanders from the beginning. But I was surprised. Hoping they would move one or two more dudes, but they only moved one. They did get a first rounder in either 26 or 27, I believe. A conditional something in 28. I don't know what round. They did get a defenseman that they traded to Anaheim for future considerations, and I forget this guy's name, but he's like a top prospect, or he was there. He might have been the Avalanche's top prospect, but I think he's an overall top prospect, which is cool to get. And Colorado gets a solid second line player in Nelson. So it's good. The Islanders need to add to their prospect pool because they are thin. They have the guy they drafted, Weiserman. They drafted in 24, and now this guy, they can build up that pool of prospects, and hopefully some of them turn out to be good. They're still floating around. I think they're They lost to Anaheim. So I think maybe they're 28 and 27 and 7 or some shit. They're not a bad team, but they're not like a good team. They're literally an average team. I'd rather them just miss the playoffs, though. The crazy thing is a lot of teams that are over 500, I think, are going to miss the playoffs this year because the league, especially the Eastern Conference, is very good. There's only maybe like 2 teams that are under 500. 2 or 3. I don't know how many in the West. I think there's a few more in the West, but the West is pretty stacked, too, so... Radden, is that his name? The Avalanche traded him to Carolina, and then Carolina ended up trading him after like a week or 2 to Dallas because he was not going to re-sign with Carolina, so they had to trade him again. They got decent stuff in return, so they didn't get too screwed on that. I think the Rangers made some deals. Guys are moving around. I don't know all the trades that were made, though. NBA is still going strong. Portland's lost 4 in a row. They're still 7 games better than they were last year in the win column, but it's kind of falling apart. I mean, they lost to some good teams. They lost to like Cleveland in overtime, Boston, OKC, and Detroit. Detroit, what a comeback for them. They had like 14 wins last year. They have like 35, 36 wins this year, if not a few more. Cleveland's on another like 15-game winning streak. I think they're like 54 and 10. OKC has 12 losses. The Lakers were the number 2 seed. Denver's moved back into that position. LeBron got hurt against the Celtics. He's going to be out for like 2 weeks. They might lose all those games. They lost to Brooklyn last night. And they had lost to the Celtics. They had an 8-game winning streak, but even with Luka, like, you see the dynamic of that team should completely change if LeBron's not playing. Like, they're still going to make the playoffs, though, so it doesn't. You might as well rest him up. Just use this time to rest him up, right? The Eastern Conference is weaker in the NBA. The 4 play-in teams are all under 500. And I think all the play-in teams, well, the play-in teams in the Western Conference are all over 500. But I don't think any of the teams outside of it are over 500. But the playoffs are coming around, I think. Most teams have like 18, 19 games left. Cleveland could realistically, by playing, hit 70 wins. I think they probably start resting dudes. I think they have the conference on lock. Unless they want the overall 1 seed. So if they happen to make the finals, they'll have home court. So they have a 2-game lead on OKC. But OKC has like a 10-game lead. Or 11-game lead in the Western Conference. I want to say Cleveland has like an 8 or 9-game lead. I think the Celtics have 18 losses. But, I don't know. That's, check my thumb. Look. Beer. Double jointed. And then baseball is doing his thing. Garrett Cole's got to get Tommy John surgery, so he's done for the year. What else is new, right? He's older, though. I feel like 1 out of every 5 pitchers ends up getting Tommy John surgery. The Mets catcher Alvarez is out for like 6 to 8 weeks, so he'll probably miss like 3 weeks of the regular season. I don't know. Guerrero, I don't think is still signed. Vlad Guerrero Jr., I don't think he's signed yet. So baseball is coming. I was going to say something else. I'm selling some stuff on eBay. Somebody's asking about eBay or buying games from me. I did used to have the link to my eBay in my channel description. I'll end up putting it back in there when I have. I've been listing stuff more than I had been, but I'm gonna wait till I get a bunch on there. Like maybe I got like 10 things listed, and then throw the link back up. But I have sold some stuff. I sold Dragon's Crown on the Vita, which I mentioned because I couldn't use it in the tapping video. I had to use Deathmark instead. I sold the first Turtles game on the NES. I have sold Ghost of Tsushima. I had a sealed copy on the PS4. Everybody's like, you gotta play it. I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm never gonna get around to it. And I only paid $20 for it. New when I got it. It was like on sale during the sales back in whenever that was. 2 years ago. And then I sold it for $35, so I sold I'm thinking recently. Oh, Bloodstone I sold. Now I was collecting the Bond games, but I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna play Bloodstone again. Loved it. The gameplay was a fantastic game. But it's like I'm not gonna go back and play that. It's useless and it has some value. I sold it for $23. I bought it for $8 at that Toy Buster store, so that profited as well. And I got to play it and complete it, so I got my money back and an extra like $7 profit. Something else. Sonic Mania on the Switch. Another game I played a little bit of. I wasn't gonna touch it. I only have 3 things up at the moment, so I need to. And one of them I gotta take down because it's just not gonna sell. If it's been up like twice, I need to lot it with something. What else did I sell? Let me look. Let me look at the recents. After I mention this, I'm going to talk about the cover art tournament. Dragon's Crown, Bloodstone, Turtles. Oh, Just Dance 2015. Mario Galaxy I sold. Persona 4 Golden Knight sold on the Vita. Just Dance Disney Party. Zero Time Dilemma. Tecmo Super Bowl on the, this is going back a little bit, on the PlayStation. That was a garage sale pickup that I was keeping, and then I was like, I'm not going to put enough time into that Tecmo Bowl. I'm going to put the time that goes into Tecmo Bowl is going to be Tecmo Super Bowl and the Genesis, so I was like, fuck it. I said I'm moving some of those Vita games. And like I've said in the past, I would not be, anything that's gifted to me, I'm not selling like that in my mind. Unless I absolutely was selling everything and I needed money, like a ton of money fast or something. And I had to literally move 95% of my collection. No, but I'm never, to me that's just not right, you know. But I am moving other Vita games. Like I said, I moved Persona 4 Golden and Dragon's Crown. I did sell, it was probably 4 or 5 months ago, Earth Defense Force 2 on the Vita, and I want to sell Persona 4 Dancing All Night as well. It's another one I gotta listen. But that, I gotta put it in the description. The artwork on that's ripped down the side. I still got some PS4 games I want to get rid of, but I have to kind of lot those up. Because they're like $7, $8 games. I'd rather try to lot a few together. I pulled out some 360 games. I'm going to start to go to town on the Xbox One, but those are going to have to be lotted up too. A lot of my Xbox One games are not that valuable. I got WrestleMania on the NES, one of the ones I got from the garage sale, with those Xbox games. I got Just Dance 2 and 3 over there. Those were my friends. Like his brother had given me his stuff. I think I talked about this. He passed back in 2014. And his family had, I guess, like a bin of some of his game stuff. And then they gave it to his brother. And then they said, I'll give it, when you see Rich next, just give it to him. I'm the person to give your games to if you have no use for them. But I did get, like, I have Hitman 2 in my Xbox collection that I kept from that. I still have most of that stuff outside of those. And there was a lot of PC stuff. I remember you had a lot of PC stuff. Like Morrowind. I showed this stuff, I believe, in the pickups. Like a best special pick, whatever I called it. Morrowind's in there, Painkiller, a bunch of like EA Sports stuff, Madden, NHL, Tiger Woods, shit like that. I think he had a Civilization game in there. He had Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which I'm gonna end up selling because I still have the big booklet. I think I did a page turning on it, and I still have the little card that you pull out that shows the units for each whatever starting group you use. So I want to take those two things and put it with the game and sell that. You know, I was looking at some Genesis games. I have the PlayStation 1 stuff I want to sell. Like, mostly stuff I'd gotten from garage sales, like Driver 2, Gran Turismo, GTA 3. That was one of the things my friends think. But I like NFL Blitz, the Top Gun game, and it's like Snowcross, Polaris Snowcross or some shit. I'm keeping Urban Chaos, Resident Evil Director's Cut, and the Final Fantasy stuff that I have, 7 Origins and Anthology. One of the two. It's got Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. The other one might be Anthology. That had 6 and 5 on it. Final Fantasy 6 and 5, 5 and 6. And Chrono Cross I'm keeping. So I might end up selling Contra on the NES, or played it and beat it. I don't need to, hold on to some stuff. Some of the Switch games I'm obviously going to sell too at a point. Like I said, I'm focusing on the Xbox and the PS5 box Genesis games from time to time. I got other stuff I can sell too, like these Christmas decoration things, and I might show them in a video. I got some other stuff floating in the bin that I bought the other day. I got stuff in there. Not just video games, but that's kind of the bread and butter. And then there is the cover art tournament. This is how I'm going to do the cover art tournament if you get this far in the video. I'll probably talk about this in another video before I do it. I've got 8 systems that I'm going to use games from. It's going to be the PS5, the PS4, the PS2, the Xbox One, 360, original Xbox, Wii U, and Switch. I only have 3 Wii games, so I can't do it with those. I could do it with Vita, but I want to keep it to 8. I'm going to take 4 games from each system, and I'm going to do a system at each time, right? And I'm going to ask you guys to vote for what you think is the best of the 4. I was going to do 3, but I was looking at like the PS4, PS5. I was like, there's definitely 4 that I have that I want to use for that. So I'm like, I need to make it 4. So it's going to be 4. Choose the best one. I'm going to do each system at a time. And then we'll move to the second round. I'm just going to go 8, and then we'll knock it down to 4. No, I'm sorry. It'll be the 8 rounds. It'll be 8. And then there'll be 4, and then there'll be 2. That's kind of 8. The first round's going to be 4 of each system. So we're going to have 32 games in there. But I'm not going to do it like one-on-one or anything. Although, wait. So I'm going to go down 32 to 8. I mean, see, I need to tinker with this a little bit because I could have the top 2 of each one move on. Yeah, maybe it makes more sense to do that. Take the top 2 from each one. So that'd be 16. Then take I'd have to say, okay, I have to make a bracket. Who's going up against who? So say PS5's up here, PS4's here. Take the top two, the PS4, the PS5, have them go about it, then knock it down to 2. That extends it out longer, but I'll see. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Either I do it that way, or I do it where I just take the top one from each category, each system, and then do one-on-one battles with the 2 of them. Or I take the 8 and then have 4 again up against each other, best one, and then move it, knock it down to just 2. 32 to 8 to 2. I mean to 4, and then to 2. We'll see. I don't know. Something, but I really looking through the games, So here's a little preview of some of the games that are going to be in it. The PS5 games are going to be definitely Hogwarts Legacy, probably Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Ghostwire Tokyo, and what was the 4th one? I was looking at Deathmark 2 and Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, so I don't know which one I'm going to do from that. I don't know the Wii U ones yet, or the Switch ones. Even I don't need PS4. The PS2, Scoop's going to be in there. I think Scoop's going a long way. Scoop could be a front runner to win it all. Scoop I'm going to do probably Phantom Brave, possibly Final Fantasy 12, and Fatal Frame 3. Probably going to be. I don't have a ton of PS2 games to pull from. I was looking at 360 briefly. Halo Reach is going to be one. The 360 is the tough one. That's the weakest of the divisions, or the battles. It's going to be Reach. I can't even see all the games over there. I can't remember. Probably Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is going to probably be one of them. Fable 3 I think is going to be one too, and I have to come up with another. Original Xbox, tough one. It's probably the 2 that I've looked at that I'm definitely going to probably put in there are Metal Arms and Panzer Dragoon Order. I don't know the other 2 yet. Don't know Xbox One yet either. I haven't. Oh, I know. I won't. I know one from Xbox One is Dragon Quest 11. Is it Echoes of an Elusive Age? Speaking of that, I didn't stupidly, but I went onto Square Enix and made an account because I had these cards in a lot of these Square Enix games. You can register them. I guess they're not doing the reward points anymore. So it's register your game and it shows up in your collection. I was like, I guess they're not doing points anymore. But yeah, it should be fun. Oh, Wii U, I was looking at some, I think. I was going to use Bayonetta 2 and maybe Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Is it Tropical Freeze? That was on the Wii U. I was looking at maybe using the Cube, but I have, what do I have there? 4 or 5. I have 8 games there, but 4 of them are Potter related. I'm not going to use Tiger Woods. I mean, the way I can maybe look at it, but I doubt it because there's just nothing there. That's good enough, I feel. I mean, if I was going to swap it out, I'd probably swap it out with the 360, but I think the 360 has the better choice of game covers to use than the ones I have for the Wii. But yeah, it's going to be fun. The tapping one's almost over. I've been tallying the votes from the Vita and 360 one. 360's got a 1 vote lead at the moment. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think the 360 should have gotten out of the first fucking round. Okay? I don't know how the hell this thing's going to end up in the finals unless some more votes start popping in. I think I had it going up against the Genesis, and I thought the Genesis, I love the sound the Genesis case makes, and I think the Xbox makes a better sound too, the original Xbox. I think those are the 2 that it beat. That's rough. What are you guys thinking? The 3, get the hell out of here. What was the other 2? Was it PS2 and... Fuck. It was Vita 360 and PS2, PSP. PS2 has a comfortable lead in That's been fun too. It hasn't viewed as much as I'd like, but it's still fun, and they're getting enough votes each one to where at least it's worth it. If they were getting like 3 or 4 votes, I'd be like, I can't do this. It's pointless, you know. They've all been hitting like 15 to 20, which is solid enough. 1 or 2 might have been under that. I gotta bust out the telescope again soon. It's been a little while since I've used it. What else can I babble on about? I put the Octopath Traveler in its collector's edition, Wayfarer's edition box, and I put that up on the top next to the thing with the Switch games. I gotta start selling some coins as well again. I'll sell a few of those at a time, and then I'll stop for a bit then, because I'm examining these coins with a fine-tooth comb, and you find little imperfections that they have. So I've been kind of listing either lower priced ones or the ones that are in the best condition, that I don't have to describe, like, okay, this has some of this here. Like some of them, like, I like to call milk spots on the coins. I don't even know how this would happen. But, I mean, that's easy to sell because it has the imperfection. I can say it does. You're going to see it in the picture. And then you know what you're getting on that front. It's not like I'm not saying that's there. You'll be able to see it anyway. It's very obvious. Need to list some more of those. I'm pleased that it's let's check. It's supposed to be hot all through next week, and I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Let's do a little comparison real quick. I like to compare up in Islip here, and then even Indian Lakes, where my mom and aunt are. Right now, we used to do this years ago. I used to have Dish Network back in Massapequa, and my friends would come over, and we would. There was a thing where you could get the weather from all over the country, right? So we would go and be like, during the winter, we'd be like, where's the coldest? You go to Alaska, and there's places that were like -50. Then you go to Death Valley. I know it's like dry heat, but like Death Valley would be like $1.20 at points and stuff. 73 today, 80 tomorrow, 76, 71, 73, 68 on Sunday. See, here it's saying Monday 56, but I saw something else that said warmer than that. But it's supposed to rain on Sunday, so not that 56 is bad. Actually, you can. No, I didn't want to do that. I looked on my laptop and it said it was higher. So that's the thing. You get all these different weather things, and it's like they're all telling you something different. I will say the one on this phone is accurate a lot of the time. Actually, yes, I want to see that. Let's see what the 10-day weather is. I've buzzed my head this weekend. I always want to buzz my head. I always want to do I'll do a therapist role play or something that could work where I wouldn't be wearing my hat. But then it's like I got the freaking light bouncing off my bald dome and blinding everybody. 10-day forecast. Yeah, alright, so it says 56 Monday, but then 66 Tuesday, 72 Wednesday, the 19th, and 64 the 20th, so it still is warmer. So there's just that one day. Monday. Alright, now let's look at Islip, New York. Because you want it when you come down to a place with warmer weather. You want warmer weather, I want to know it's cold in New York. Like, yeah, be cold up there. So it's 70, it's 50 degrees. It's actually 50 degrees up there right now. They got 58, 50, 47, 51, 58, 56 coming up. So 10 to 15 degrees warmer here. Now let's look down in Florida. Right now they're a little bit warmer than here at 76, but they got 81, 83, 84, 89, 89 over the weekend, then 71. High 80s coming at them. But yeah, we used to do it all the time on Dish Network. Picking up weather from all over the country. I'm still watching a lot of the on my other channel. I go and watch these things. The eBay reseller things and stuff. There's one guy that actually, he's one of the better ones. A lot of the UK I'm watching, like, 'cause that just popped up first for some reason. And so it's nice getting their perspective on the reselling and the perspective here as well. Maybe I'll try some people from Australia as well and stuff like that, Canada maybe, and see how it goes for them also. But this guy actually goes out and he's like, yeah, there's some days where you get nothing. Some days where you get stuff. And he's like, he's honest about it. It's not like he goes out and he's getting gold every time. Because you'll see that incredible score at the Goodwill and all this and stuff. It's like, you're not getting this kind of stuff every time. Come on now. I swear, back when I did my channel back in 2009, I would do, you see him, I do garage sale pickups on this channel, right? And sometimes I'm not, I get some good stuff sometimes, some really good stuff. But I'm not coming back with like, here's my Rule of Rose, here's Haunting Ground, here's Bonk's Adventure on the NES, here's DuckTales 2. I used to watch garage sales back in the day, or just pickups in general. I hit the local garage sales and I found these 5 rare PlayStation games for $1. No, you didn't. I could see people just saying, screw it, it's great for content, so I'll just take them out of my own collection and take them to garage sale. It's actually a good idea. I used to like watching pickup vids where someone would get 10 games, 5 of them could be sport games, but they have some other good stuff in there. I like those kind of ones. Like I swear, all of a sudden, like Rule of Rose, or all of a sudden it gained value, and all of a sudden everybody's picking it up. Everybody's just doing a pickup video the same, like, 2 weeks on this game. Like, that's weird. You all happen to get it at a garage sale the same fucking week. It's impressive. Just coming across that game at a garage sale your luck would be crazy. If someone was selling that for $100 at a garage sale, it'd be a freaking steal. Oddly enough, I was watching another UK, just a gamer YouTuber, and they went to like I forget what it was called. There was something kind of video game fair type thing. It was in a small place, and they had a copy of Rule of Rose there. It was $350, and then I saw and was reading that it's been losing value there. I don't know what it's going for here, but it's probably going for double that at least. Now, of course, you could take conversion into mind as well. I actually looked at this the other day. Because like I've talked about, like I'd like to get over to England, the UK, Ireland, whatever. And I'm always just looking at conversion rates, because if you're bringing American money over there, US money over there, you're not getting as much back. The UK, the British pound is worth more than the US dollar. But it's going down a little bit. It's like, last I checked, and this thing's changing constantly. Like I had the thing up on the laptop, and it was literally just changing. Like over 10 minutes, it would bounce around. Not anything drastic, but half a cent type stuff. But it was, I think if you gave a US dollar, you'd get 79 cents back of their money. So it's not that bad. It used to be like double, like you'd be 50 cents. I guess, I don't know, the British pound is dropping, but the US dollar is gaining. I don't know. And I was looking at other countries as well. Because I was like, oh man, like, if I'm really, like, we're really serious about going over there at some point, it realistically would probably be like maybe 2-3 years from now, something like that. Like, if you see, like, all of a sudden, you give a US dollar and you get like 95 cents back, so it's close. It's almost like, let me find a place where I can convert some money and just get some British money now, get some pounds now, and just have them, instead of all of a sudden you go there, and you go to exchange your money, and it's like, oh, you're only getting 50 cents. You're like, shit, this is an expensive trip. I don't know if anybody from the UK, let me know. Like, can you actually pay in US money, but you're just paying more? Like, this happened in Canada when I got my Griffey starting lineup back in 94. They had both prices, so it was like 57 Canadian or 50 US, so I had $50 US. This is back when that thing was $50, and that was a good deal. Now it's probably like $20, not even. It's cracked. It got destroyed over the years. I need to just open it and put it on the shelf with the other starting lineups. But same thing, like in the UK, anybody who's over there, let me know. Like, can you, if you get this far in the video, can you, like, I don't know, maybe they're just like, we ain't accepting your shit money. It's not worth as much. We don't want it. Or can you, like, same thing as the Canada thing, like, oh, something's $10 British money, we'll say it's £10. Is it going to cost me, 13, 14 US? Like, I can pay US. I'm just paying more. Because that's fine too, because then I have the money and I'm not exchanging it. But I'm still using it anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? Either I'm giving it up to exchange it, or I'm just giving it up if I bought something. Either way, it's getting given up. I'm losing it anyway. But anybody from the UK, let me know. The euro is closer, a little bit closer than the British pound right now. So the UK, the euro is like, I think if you give $1 US, you get like 80 something cents back euro. That could have changed. Canada, if you give $1, I think you get like $1.29 Canadian back. That could have changed as well with the shit that's going on. But it's something, like I said, I always wanted to go over there. Like, I think I've said this before. I'm, at least the things I know I'm German, Irish, and English. It could be part Scottish as well. Because my last name is like British and Scottish in origin. I'm American, damn it. But yeah, it'd be cool to get over there. I just always, for years, like, I love a lot of stuff in England. I really do. That's why I love watching. Obviously, for years I've watched YouTube channels of people from the UK, and Ireland as well, Scotland, Ireland, England. I'm not so sure if I've watched anybody from Wales, but back then, video game stuff. Now ASMR channels, obviously, from over there, and now these reselling ones. I always love the feel. I love the comedies over there. I've been watching some. I found on YouTube one called Snuffbox, which I've heard of, but I can't find it anywhere. But it's on YouTube, not episodes. I think it only had 6. It's Matthew Berry, and who's an IT crowd. He was in What We Do in the Shadows, the show, the movie. He's been in a bunch of stuff over there as well. And a guy who's lived there, I guess, for a while, but he's originally from the U.S. This show's hilarious, man. Holy shit. This is like my kind of humor. I was watching another one. This was in early 2000s, I think, called Bruiser, and they had a lot on there. This had a lot of heavy hitters in Britain's comedy scene. You had, is it David Mitchell and, I forget Webb's first name. They're in Peep Show. They are like a comedy kind of grouping duo. Those two, Mitchell and Webb. What's her name's in it? Who was also in Peep Show, and she's been in a ton of stuff. Olivia Colman, that's her name. She's now won Oscars and movies. Hell of an actress. She's in there. What's his name from The British Office? He was in The Hobbit. Martin Freeman. He's in there. A couple other guys that I can't remember their names, but they're also heavy hitters over there. I don't know if they've branched out into movies and stuff. This is another funny sketch show. Some of these sketches are really funny. But I like a lot of that stuff. Spaced, Peep Show, IT Crowd, Black Books. There was one called Hardware that had Martin Freeman in as well. And they are different over there. They have they don't I remember I had Black Books on DVD and it had maybe 4 or 5 seasons, and there was only 6 episodes. So it's kind of nice in a way because every episode matters. Is there some shows here? Not anymore. But still do. NCIS will have 20 episodes a season. Even The Simpsons still does 20 something a season, which is nuts if you think about it. Now they've Breaking Bad and stuff like that would have maybe 8 to 10. And stuff on Netflix and stuff School Spirits I think was 8 or 9. Reacher will be 8 or 9. So they've smartened that and cut it down because you get so much filler. It's yeah, I've seen this episode of NCIS 900 times over the 15 seasons it's been on. Because you run out of ideas. You know. But yeah, I like their comedy. I used to watch a show over there called Cash in the Attic. This was back in maybe the mid-2000s. Because I would watch the BBC channel you'd get over here. And they would play a lot of good stuff. I swear I got a lot of this. A comedy called Is It Legal? That was pretty funny. That's an older one. My Family, which is kind of like the British Married with Children, which was also funny. And I would buy some of these on DVD too, but I since sold them. There's another one with Nick Frost. It was a Overdrive or something. It's a kind of a Star Trek type show, but a comedy. I forget what it's called though. But this Cash in the Attic is about people who go to the houses around town because these people want to raise money to go on vacation or whatever they were going to do, and these auctioneers would come over and check out what they have at their house and then bring it to auction and sell it and see how sometimes they do great, sometimes they don't do great. It was a really cool show. I loved it. I love watching it. And they made a US version. This is hilarious because over there in England, it was I apologize. I'm saying UK, England, Britain. I don't know. I call them all of it. I guess Britain. I don't know which. Anyways, over there, what do you guys call it the most, right? Same thing here. It's America, the United States. Do we call it anything else? I don't know. But America's kind of the continent. North America. I guess you'd be saying North America and South America, but the Americas. They did a version here. And over there, they're finding stuff that's a couple 100 years old, 400 or 500 years old. All interesting stuff. Here, the guy's oh yeah, here's this power drill. You're get the hell out of here. You get some cool stuff, but there's not as much history here as there is there. So it's just, you're not getting, you'd get a blend of things over there. They'd be oh, here's your power drill as well. But it'd be also be check out this, when it was Bowden, Cheshire, or whatever. There's some kind of, I forget what they were calling it wasn't that. That's something else. I think it was a certain kind of plate. They have them here too. People, I guess, they would have sold them here at some point, or they were imported over here. I forget the name of it. But I just laughed. Yeah, here's a power drill. Oh yeah, here's my pool skimmer. Just random. Just what? And that didn't last because it's not interesting. I don't care about your freaking power drill. I want to see, because the guys that are doing the show, the auctioneers, whatever you want to call them, they might have another name too. They have info on everything. They went to school for it or whatever. They just know from learning it throughout the years. So, they tell you the history on the thing. These guys, you want to be this kind of knowledgeable, so you go rob somebody's house and the random chair is stolen, or your end table, because these guys come in, they're that end table is about 500 years old, take that. They leave the jewelry and they take the freaking random vase that you don't know, you just have it up, you don't know it's worth 10 grand. This type of stuff. They should do a show like that. People who work at auction houses and stuff and that have all this information, rob people's houses, and they just rob you might not even know the thing's gone for months because you don't even know it was up there. It's a random cup, mug. Oh, this mug's 500 years old. Here it's check out my space heater. People have a lot of cool stuff here too, but it's not the same as other countries that have been around forever. And I also think the presenters were not as good as they were over there. I remember the one guy's name was Jaunty. I always remember that name. I gotta find it, that show. That show's gotta be on YouTube. It's probably on Tubi. I gotta find that show. I'm 9 minutes away from the old hour. This sometimes auto-corrects the light if I move in closer or away from the camera. Sometimes it will auto-change the light. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a place I've always wanted to go. My one friend, I didn't know he'd went, but when I was back in New York, he's like, yeah, him and his family went over there, I guess a couple of years ago, or maybe last year or something. He said they really enjoyed it. That could be really cool. Of course, I'm not terrified of flying, but I dislike flying. Like, there was a point where I had not been on a, last time I was on a plane was like 94 when I went down to Atlanta to visit my brother. And then I had not got on a plane again until 2016. My fiance got me on a plane. Went down to South Carolina where her dad lived there at the time. And, I would, like, the night before, I was like flipping out. Like, I was so terrified. Because I've talked about this in my mental health videos and stuff. Like, I had this weird fear of open spaces sometimes where I feel like I'm just gonna, like, I turn into a ghost. I'm gonna fall into nothingness. And I'm like, this is the ultimate. I'm on the plane. The only thing you're in is the plane. Everything outside of you is open space. Forever, you know? But I got on there and I was fine. I was able to handle it. And I have since been on the plane with her countless times since then going down. Well, back to South Carolina. We went to Florida a bunch of times. We flew to Georgia when we went to Savannah as well. Now it's just the whole experience of flying. Like, the cramped seats on the plane suck. And I'm not even tall. I'm 5'11". I can imagine people like 6'5", 6'6", 6'3", whatever. I'm uncomfortable there, man. Oh my god. Seats suck. It's just too tight and closed. The whole waiting in the freaking airport, I can't stand. I always get super anxious in the airports. Like, when I get on the train, I'm waiting. Like, when I went to Florida, I'm in the Raleigh train station. I'm just like, this is fine. Boom, hop on, go to my room. I'm good. I love it. I don't even mind waiting. There's no like, oh, I'm anxious to get on. Now, going over to England from here, God, it's got to be probably 6-7 hour flight. It's not overly long. From New York, I think it was like 5 to 6 hours. And it's honestly not much longer from here, which is weird. I guess the angle they take, I don't know. But maybe we go over there, we get those seats where you have like your own little, it'd be expensive as shit, I'm sure, but your own little like cocoon you're in with a TV. But I'd love to do it. Will it happen? I don't know for sure, but it'd be cool. Always jealous. Like, you guys I've talked to, people over there, and it's like you can go from England to just all of Europe, the rest of Europe. You got friggin' France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Italy. They're not super close, but France and Spain and stuff are right across. That's awesome. Islands on the other side. Here we have Canada, we have Mexico, and now where we are now, we're not even close to Canada anymore. We're closer to Mexico. Are we actually? No, we're not. Mexico would still be far. We're in New York. When we go up to Canada, it's an 8-hour drive, 8-9 hour drive up to Canada. It's not that bad. But we're not, of course, every state is almost its own country at this point, right? You get a lot of different feels across the U.S. Different cultures in different states and stuff. I mean, some cities, the Northeast is very similar. The South is somewhat similar. I don't know. I have not been to the West and the Midwest. But you do get different feels, right, in different states. But it's not the same as, like, yeah, we take a day trip to France and then we're going to hit, Germany, and we're gonna hit Spain and whatever, all these other countries. Here's Greece. Here's this. Like, come on. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a place I want to go. I always feel like, I don't know what the word would be, like a kinship or something. I don't know what the word would actually be. I always feel like it, and that's been like that for years. I was like, yeah, I'd love to go over there. I don't know. I feel like I would feel at home there. Of course, you could be completely wrong, right? You go somewhere and you're like, oh my God, no. It's too much of a culture shock. I can't handle it. But, I always say, right, like, England was like the original U.S., right? Like, because so many people from England came over here to begin with back then. And I think it was in one of the Assassin's Creed. The guy's like, it was kind of, the Revolutionary War was kind of like a civil war too, England has its deep roots here, clearly, If you look at freaking all the states, especially up in the Northeast, and here as well, there's been like 13 colonies and stuff. You look and see the names of the towns all over the place in the Northeast, especially, and they're all named after places in England. Islip, where I lived in, Massapequa did not. Massapequa was a Native American thing. Name, but Islip was named after the guy who came over, and he lived in Islip in England, and he's just like, we're naming the town Islip. But there's a lot, like, Massachusetts, I think, might have the most. New York has a ton that are named after it. I mean, New York. I mean, they call those states up there, past New York, New England. Like St. Albans, I believe, is one, right? Like I said, Islip. Now I'm going to forget them. I looked this up one day, and there was a ton. And other states as well. But I feel like the original 13 colonies had like a shit ton. A lot of like towns and queens definitely have it. Kew Gardens, Kew Gardens, Kew Gardens, I think is another one. They're everywhere. You just look up. I kept on course. I guess it makes sense. You come over from over there and you're like, fuck it, we're just calling it this. This is what I know. I'm not coming up with a new name. Alright, about 2 more minutes here. This gum is well past its flavor point. I should always have a second piece of gum to pop in just so I get a little flavor burst. Yeah, nice. I got to be able to get the hour here, unless an insane noise comes. But yeah, you never know. But plenty more vids to come, as always. This will be going up on Wednesday. Maybe I'll get some stuff from the antique places. Maybe I won't. I might get some cards from there again. I don't know for sure. Antiques and Geeks, I can always find something to get. I can, always find a cheap game or something to grab from there. When I go in there tomorrow, I need to really look in that glass case when I'm really eye up all the games and keep a lot in my mind of ones that I might want. Because that part is like the closest you'd get to like a video game store. I need to get back to the Toy Busters too at some point, but that is not in town. That's in a different spot. Because that's a cool place, and they have it's mostly toys, but they do have a wall of games, and that's where I got Bloodstone. And they had some other games I was looking at there. If they're still there, I don't know, but I mean I remember when I grabbed that Bloodstone, I was like, this price is incredible. I'm getting it. I immediately grabbed it. I was like, yes, done. And it ended up being a really good copy. But yeah, made the hour here, hour and 41 seconds, and I'm kind of in the mood to do more rambles per month. You guys like them, they view well. I like rambling, so. Maybe one day I'll do a shady ramble video where I'll just ramble about all types of weird things that obviously maybe have happened or didn't. Do a shady ramble where it's all about paranormal stuff and portals. But yeah,